Okay, I'm going to start off by saying I'm a little bit nervous right now because a lot of people are looking at me talk. So my name's David. I'm the co-founder, one of three actually, of a company called Shoelace. We're based in Toronto. And we are a Ryerson DMZ domiciled company. I thought that would get a bigger cheer. And I wanted to just share some stories with anyone who's thinking about starting a company, has recently done so, or is interested in knowing our thoughts on getting started. So it starts with a story, and that story is this. Ever since I was very young, there's been a problem very near to my heart. And I always knew that one day I'd get to work on what I'm passionate about. I'd get to apply years of domain expertise. I'd find some co-founders, and together we'd start a company that tackles this problem. It's a pretty good story, right? Well, unfortunately for us, my co-founders and I, we never got to tell that story. In fact, we tried really hard. It's all we tried to do for a while when we were thinking about getting started. We thought, what do we know about? What could we apply domain expertise against? And there was nothing that we could think of. And so our problem was that we had no problem. And so that's what I'm here to talk about. What happens when you don't have a problem and you want to start a company? Well, what we did was we trusted that a team would take care of it. So we actually worked at a company called Hubba. It was a crazy, awesome rocket ship company. And what we did was we quit our jobs without knowing what we were going to work on. And so a lot of people thought we were super crazy. And I think that's only because, objectively speaking, it was a super ill-advised thing to do. But after a year looking back on it, I actually have a lot of respect for what we did back then and the decision making, because what we did was put all our trust in a team and the ability to execute. So this is what I'm calling hard mode right now for the purpose of this presentation. And some of the aspects of that are people don't like it. They actually like pattern matching. So a typical pattern that you'll see is these guys are good at solving a problem, they're solving the problem. And that's not something we got to do. And so the people we had to win over, which was more difficult, were accelerators, customers, channel partners, investors, and the like, and it was just more challenging to do. The other problems were that there's a lot of feeling, especially at the beginning, that you don't have domain expertise. So we were working on something, and I was convinced that there was a team in India or China or the Valley or somewhere in the world that knew more than us. But what ended up happening after a couple weeks, couple months, we realized no one knew more about the problem we were solving than us. And the most challenging thing is, as you know, startups go near death from time to time. And in times like that, it's really nice to have an emotional attachment to the problem that you're solving. What we had instead was an attachment to the team. And I would submit that that's a much stronger attachment. And actually relying on an idea could act as a crutch. I've talked a lot about team. These are the ingredients for a team that I believe in. I don't think I'll have time in my presentation to hit each and every one of these, but if you have any Q&A about how these things specifically helped us, please let me know. And just to tell you where we're at today, after about 4 to 6 weeks, we found a problem to work on. We developed a product, found market fit, got into an amazing accelerator in Boulder, Colorado, actually, and found some investors that supported us in building this team that you see here. I think they're pretty good looking in general. And yeah, that's the story of Shoelace and why I think that if you want to start a startup, but you don't have an idea, put your faith in a team and just take the plunge. So hopefully there's some Q&A. Anyone?
Hello. Thanks. So you said you went through the kind of regular startup motions of finding a problem and then finding product market fit. What were the frameworks that you used to do that, or was that a really liquid process?
Yeah, no real frameworks. We had a not good idea, which I think are very easy to find. Even good ideas are easy to find. So we had a not good idea, and we tried to sell that to people, and they said no, but we would interview them, get a lot of their feedback, and turn that into a discovery, which is that, so what we do is retargeting, and we discovered organically that a lot of people aren't doing it on their own, and that was the problem we found. So customer interviews, basically. Thanks. Hey, Richard.
Test, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so how did you figure out that retargeting was the thing that was going to fit? And like, what other things did you try out? And how did you realize they didn't fit?
Yeah, so specific to our story, we didn't know that retargeting was going to be what the company was about. We started with an idea of doing a cross-promotional marketing company, and retargeting would fit into the suite of products we offered. And every time we said that word, customers were like, can you just do our retargeting for us? And we figured out that this thing that we thought everyone ought to be doing was only be done by a very small percentage of people. And so that was the discovery we made. Also, really nice to see you. I planted a question, but I'm not sure. Oh, here. This is a pseudo plant.
Hey, Dave. How does it feel now after going through all that journey and having trying times? How does it feel now to be on stage?
Honestly, it feels really weird. We haven't achieved a level of success that I feel warrants me standing on this stage right now. So I feel really weird about it. But I think that's part of the process. So it feels overall like I would give it a 7 out of 10. Thanks, Alex.